Greetings everyone, a warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining me wherever you are listening to from around the world. And hey, thank you to all the new subscribers. So welcome everyone. This is June's reading for Aries. Now how I decided to do the readings was whoever got the most views from the previous month's readings would be the order and how they are done for the following month. So I think you guys are fourth on the list. June comes to us with a little bit quieter in terms of astrological movements in the sky. We do have the summer and winter solstice on the 21st of June, and on that same day Saturn goes retrograde, and Saturn sort of connects with our inner self, you know, and thinking of nurturing ourselves and spending a bit of time and energy on our thoughts and directions in life. This may come up for you in areas in the past as well because Saturn is going retrograde. We have a full moon in Sagittarius on the 17th of June, and the power day for the month is the 6th of the 6th, and that is also about nurturing oneself. We will be using the 4 different cards that you see in front of you, or not just cards, 4 cards, but the 4 different decks. I have shuffled them beforehand because I think shuffling them on the video for too long is a little bit much. People get probably a bit bored with that. But just to prove that they're not stacked or preloaded, I carry on with a little bit of shuffling. So Aries, this is for you. We will just be using whichever cards we feel inclined to do so throughout the reading. The first 3 decks are tarot. The third one is a chakra energy deck, which is actually a very powerful deck. You could use that for an entire reading on its own because they're quite intense cards. So for these readings I would only pull 1 or 2, but it is a beautiful deck and it can give you really amazing insights into your spiritual, emotional and physical health as well. So with just a little bit more shuffling we will then get into it. Now guys, Aries, you guys are known as passionate, motivated and confident leaders who can build communities with cheerful disposition and relentless determination, uncomplicated and direct in your approach. Do any of you feel that you resonate like that? So really what I'm asking is, are any of you guys really passionate? Are you like confident people? I'd just like to know that about Aries. I don't know that many Aries. Most of my friends are sort of Pisceans, Capricorns and Sagittarians, and Aquarians. So I don't know that many other Aries people, even though I'm an Aries myself. But I wonder how many of you feel that you fit that category of being confident, like a leader, determined, those types of things. So let me know in your comments below. So this is for Aries for June. Okay guys, so where shall we start first? I think we're going to pull this one of these. Nice, the Page of Cups. So he comes to you as the beginning energies of something from the heart, because the cups represent emotions and he is bringing you something new from the heart. This can be something you are passionate about or something that comes to you that stirs your heart. Oftentimes he can be considered new energies or flow of love and romance. So for some of you there's romantic vibrations in the air. The little fish jumping out of the cup is quite a sort of an unusual thing to look at, but it often symbolizes or connects with our spiritual energy levels as well, new beginnings. So I guess traditionally that the fish popping its head out of the cup kind of tends to look at creativity, intuition, feelings and emotions. It's the unexpected appearance of that fish can sort of signify that creative inspiration often comes out of the blue and only when we are open to it. So this can be flourishings of new creativity that create or inspire passion in your life, or the flourishings and beginnings of new love feelings, possibly romantic and also possibly with other people. Well, now that's funny because I was just looking at something before I started the reading and I felt, I don't know why, that the Lovers card could come out. This is also the number 6, and of course we're reading for the 6th month, so there's a double 6 in here. I just talked about that at the beginning of the reading. The Lovers, of course, can represent many different things, but it can hold this promise of love or feelings of passion, excitement, creativity as well, because the Lovers can also be a card that signifies or shows inspiration around potential business ideas or concepts. So for some of you, something could be flourishing in the terms of your business or career realm, and these could be through new ideas or projects or excitement, or this ability to be creatively, intuitively infused. So this is a really good start for the month coming in. It feels like passion is involved somewhere along the lines, as well as this potential excitement or heightening of awareness or emotions that could be contributed to creativity or love and inspiration. So some of you could find this, the Lovers card comes into the realm as well. So while we're still in this deck, let's see what the next one is. We have another Court card. So we have a Page, which can be a younger person or younger energy, and then we have a Knight. So there are people around you in the month of June, and these people could be part of this whole idea, concept, relationship forming, or the energies that are merging through this whole structure that's going on. The Knight of Swords can often fire things up and get the mind really focused and take things further in the line of contracts or through communication, because that's what the Sword cards are often about, is communication and getting things either down on paper or out via word. So some of whatever's going on here, these creative passions, ideas, projects, thoughts, or relationships, may go a step further when there is some sort of communication added to them, or they may be forming through the art of communication, whether it's written or whether it's verbal or via the internet, something along those lines. They all do feel a little bit connected. Let's see what's in here. Oh wow, Patience. We have another 6 in Vision, even though it adds up to a 7. So when this card comes out, it's the universe telling you that there is a timing issue going on with something around you, and they are requiring you to have patience. The time on that clock is 10 past 10, at least that's what it looks like to me. So the 10:10 could have some sort of significance as well. Just bear that in mind if you are trying to get something done or get through something, whether there's been an issue that's blocked you or held you up or been negative in one way or another. This could be the act of saying you have to have patience around the timing perspective of it. Wow, nice. You know, this is basically very similar to the Lovers card. It's the caring connections. So you've got more of it. For some of you, the patience may be tied up in this whole scenario. So all of these cards that we've had could still be reading through a similar thread. Now, these readings are general readings only, so you have to make your own interpretation of where you feel these energies are coming in. But the 2 Lovers cards seems to me to be quite significant. In this one, they are unclothed, and he takes the more of the 4 role, whereas in this one, she seems to be more in the forefront. In both cases, the man is kind of holding her up or guiding her or perhaps giving her strength. So you may find this in a relationship of some sort. Bear in mind, of course, I said this can also relate to commercial or business partners that form some sort of cooperative or strategic situation, or a conglomerate or a business. It can also be very, very deep soulmate type twin flame energetic relationships that are going on. They are either possibly coming in at this time, so newly formed, you possibly are meeting someone, or you thought you were meeting them. It may have been put on hold for a while. You just have to work your way through it and show some patience. Or it could be established relationships reinvigorating the passion. Wow. Booyah. You guys, your message is pretty strong. Patience and the waiting game. Isn't that weird? You know, we've had 2 Court cards, sort of almost one after the other. Then we had the 2 Lovers, basically, or similar to the 2 of Cups. And then you've had these. So you're getting pairs turning up. So something about partnerships or pairs is really happening in this month for you guys. So we've already explained the waiting game. We don't need to go too much more into that. There is a galactic timing issue for you. You have to have some patience. And while you're having that patience, do a bit of rest and rejuvenation. So if you have anything on your mind about physical health or mental or emotional that you want healed, this is a really good time to do that. And in fact, this card, Rest and Rejuvenate, can often be connected to going away for a weekend or going away somewhere and spending some very special time with a very close and connected partner. So it can be intimate, physically intimate between two people. There can also be conception of something. Conception of a pregnancy is a possibility, but also this conception of new ideas or new directions is also there. If this card is telling you to take a break or a rest to rejuvenate the body, that's also a possibility for some of you. And because we've then pulled that card, let's go and have a look at what this one is saying. It's beautiful. It's coming to you from the heart chakra energy, and it's forgiveness. I love that she is blowing the dandelion seeds there. And if you know about the whole, when you pick a dandelion, especially when you were a little child, you used to blow the seeds off and make a wish at the same time. So perhaps this card in many ways is allowing you to make a wish, but it also says letting go, healing, growth and compassion. And I just talked about this one as being an opportunity to heal something. So I'm going to read from the book for you. Sometimes these cards have more power when the actual words are read. So it's time to let go of unresolved grief and blame towards yourself and others. When we cling to pain and grievance, we create blockages in our heart that dampen our energy and experience. Even if we believe we are justified in holding back forgiveness, in the end we are the ones who suffer the most. Like a fragile wound freshly cleaned, when we release old anger and resentment, we may at first feel raw and vulnerable. It is here in our vulnerability that we are wide open and sensitive enough to truly allow healing to begin. In this letting go, there is a strength and lightness of being that has the power to transform. This is an invitation to allow the energy of forgiveness to move freely through you. If you have not had the chance to fully express your grief or anger, you may wish to write down your feelings, cry, or even yell if you need to. Express what comes up for you and then be willing to let it go. Whatever it is, does not need to define who you are, nor does it deserve to burden your heart any longer. Look at what you have learned and how you have grown from your experience. See the situation, yourself and others with compassion and empathy. Recognize that we are all human and that mistakes actually lead to our growth and better understanding of each other. Look for the positive. Forgiveness does not mean that you agree with whatever has occurred. It just means that you choose to accept things as they are and realize they are now in the past. Be grateful for the new understanding and perspective you have on things. Trust and allow all of life's imperfections, including your own, to be released into the breeze, where they may spiral their way lightly back to the earth. Set yourself free through forgiveness. And that's a lovely message. So as she blows that dandelion, she is releasing any burdens of pain or anger or blame. Wow, so letting go, healing, growth and compassion from the heart chakra area of the body. So if any of you have heart pain, emotional from relationships or something in your own personal life, or even if it's physical heart pain, this might be a really good card to focus on and to meditate with, and to come back to during the month and just take in these beautiful energies of forgiveness that are there on offer for you. And I get the feeling that there's a lot here about forgiving yourself within that card as well. So with that beautiful message, let's go back to here. And we have indecision. And indecision comes sometimes when we are stuck in the waiting game, because we are thinking, you know, do we take A, do we take B? So it's a little bit like the Hanged Man scenario. It's a similar card, and it's when we reach a crossroad in life. And I did say that for you guys, that sometimes when these come out, there is this potential to go in a different direction. And certainly when you had all this passion at the beginning and ideas perhaps springing forth and connecting to your intuitive ability to get things going or started, or your creative resources, this might be in part where the indecision is, because you don't know which way to go, or the timing effects are playing a role in your indecision. The Nine of Wands is very much about nearly at the peak of success after a project or an idea or a concept or work has been put into play. But there's this feeling that you haven't quite finished, that you still need to keep going, so don't give up. There may have been some sort of, not battle in the background, but some sort of tediousness or feeling as if you've been banging your head on a brick wall to either find a way out, or to find these new ideas, or to find someone like a partner who might have partnered with you in this resource or this idea or concept, or even love match, or even relationships. But the Nine of Wands tells you to keep going, to not give up. Positive movement forward. So this is the Eight of Pentacles, and this can refer to your career again, and also your finances. So if we had this timing issue back here, it feels as though the timing might be perhaps a little bit earlier, and then there's a free flow, the doors open, because you can see clearly that's positive there. I also feel this can relate to travel, and some of you may be going overseas or on water or on boats in the month of June. And it bodes very well. It has a positive, happy disposition about it. We see the sun in the background giving it light and giving it energy and ideas and momentum and flow as well. So this can be very good in terms of your finance and career. Some of you may get an opportunity to have a promotion, a new idea for your career, some sort of financial input. Seven of choices. It's the Seven of Cups, but it is really about choices and being very careful about which one you make. When this card comes out, there are some things around you that would not be to your best interest to take them on board. So have your eyes open and be aware of which lure you are being attracted to. A couple of them are fine, but there's a lot in here that need more due diligence and more checking, and there are some that you need to stay away from completely. But that's really nice. The Ace of Cups. It's all about positivity coming in through the cosmic realm and in a very ethereal way, so giving you a lightness of being, which was one of the other words that came with the forgiveness card. In many ways, the forgiveness, when you forgive yourself or the situation, or you forgive others who have harmed or hurt or berated you, you allow this new inspiration to come in, and it arrives in the form of this celestial intervention one way or another. And again, this can be about new ideas through the mind or through the spiritual cosmic forces, through your higher self, collective conscious, through the dreamscape. This can be love and romance, relationships, so more of that, which we had so much of in the very beginning with these lovers and the caring connections. So there's a possibility that it can be involved with those. Also, again, possibility of new conceptions or fertility. So you're getting some really great positive messages in your reading. This 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, coming to you through the Sahasrara, the crown chakra, right up here. This is cosmic energy coming in through your celestial helpers, through the cosmic activation of knowing that there's answers out there for us at a very wide level in life. And when we connect to those, we become empowered, we become powerful. Just like I was asking at the beginning of the reading, do any of you feel powerful or powerfully creative or able to manifest? When you receive energies like this, this is the epitome of power, of the cosmic forces, of being able to manifest things that you wish and desire because you are open to receiving the messages on how to do it. These two alone coming in through the cosmic energies, through the mind, through the spiritual entry points, with divine white light and activation through angelic energies. This is very powerful, and it enables you to crank open knowledge, ideas and wisdom. There's no doubt that where we are in the world at the moment, we can manifest things faster than we have ever been able to do. But it requires you to be the magician in life. It requires you to tap in and use the alchemic processes of divining this knowledge from here and turning it into mutable, workable structures in the real world. So it's all about knowing when opportunities are at your door and utilizing them. Wow, more light coming in. And number 19 is the sun. And I just talked about it before with this one when I said the sun is embellishing light on your projects. You see, the more passion you put into something in life, the more power you give it, the more energy you infuse in it, the more light you apply to it. All of these things have the potential to take you so far and to be not embellished, but to be extrapolated out and brought into the physical and manifested to produce to you the things you desire. So you have to energize them, you have to focus into them, you have to activate them to be the magician, to be the alchemic gossamer threads of life. You've got some really powerful, beautiful activations of cards going on. Boom, victory. That's what I've just been saying, guys. I've just been telling you, you can achieve victory if you apply yourself. So if any of you are in positions where things are not where you want them to be, if you are fighting for something in your life, if you are feeling lack, if you feel as though you can't manifest, you need to do all of these things. You need to apply them, to activate them. You need to not procrastinate, to make a decision in your timing. You need to be aware when you have beautiful potential moments and people in your life that support your path, or could be the ones that support you on the journey as you move. Sometimes when you are taking the time in patience to rest and rejuvenate, you find that life can deliver you the other parts of the parcels, because when we wait and when we have patience and when we do the daydreaming and allow inspiration to come in, we can succeed with victory because we have achieved the messages that came to us through the cosmic white light forces of energy. It's a beautiful reading. And yes, there will always be, and in fact I think someone else had one very similar to this, there will always be the other side, because where you have all of this, you have to have this somewhere. It is the nature of life. Every action has a reaction. This Temptation is the Devil card. It's also representative of Capricorns. There may be a Capricorn in your life who plays a role one way or another. If it's not that, then this could be you needing to drop off any of the things that are stopping you from obtaining the victory and the success. So to get victory, you drop off addictions or obsessions or bad habits or bad behavior. This can also represent a need to cleanse your health, to uplift a better health diet, physical plan, exercise. It can also be talking to you about balancing your mind out and dropping off, as I say, obsessions or addictions. It's a really good time for that to occur. If any of you have any relationships where there is not balance, where there is a lack of beautiful harmony or a lack of divine intervention in the terms of the Ace of Cups, this card could be blocking it. He could be blocking it, which could be why the timing or the indecision card was there. Perhaps some of you need to make the decision to walk away from energies and people that are creating negativity and find yourself in the place where you receive the positive answers and you are bathed in light and you find victory. So it's all about applying all of the different opportunities that are coming your way. There's your sexuality as well. Openness, sharing, beauty and honor. And you've had quite a bit of that in your reading with the potential lovers and the caring partnership, because that's very much what can be going on in that. There is one other thing too that the Lovers card can represent, and I didn't mention it originally, but it can represent meaning that you have to make choices. And there may be a choice for some of you about a lover, that you have another partner, or you are coming in as a third wheel to another partnership, and a choice has to be made. And perhaps that is also part of this one. There may be something for some of you where you've either maybe met someone who has already partnered up with someone else and you become part of a whole synergy going on, but is it the right thing? Or perhaps around you there might be someone that you might have already been in a partnership and a third one is entered. There's many different scenarios obviously that this could fit, but overall it's more of the positive side. It's more of the union and the connection and the deep love and togetherness that people can share. So you see you've had so much of that came through with the other card as well. So it's interesting, they do put their clothes on at some point to go out and socialize or be seen in public, but they seem to spend quite a lot of time like this. So anyhow, I think we can probably stop there. You do have a really powerful reading in many, many ways. Lots of energy that is powerful. There's a power surging through this, and I think we see that with things like the victory, the light, the energy, the knowledge coming in for you, the beautiful Ace of Cups, the positive movement forward with the sun as well. So two big suns in your reading. The caring connections, the lovers, the Page of Cups, the new contemplation of intuitive work and ideas and representations and seeing life and seeing the opportunities, acting on them, taking them a little bit further. So you do have a lot of really good, positive, powerful cards within this glorious reading. So get into it, Aries. Do that, almighty manifestation for the month and enjoy it. And there's so much activity and positivity and surge of energy in your reading, surge of passion and power and excitement and support and ideas and concepts and success and victory and sexuality. just little bits of everything in there. So thank you for tuning in, guys. I really love that you do, and I love doing these readings for you. Leave your comments below the video. Have a wonderful June. I'm traveling in June. I'm actually going up to the Northern Hemisphere myself, and yes, I will be on a boat in the sun, having a wonderful time, I trust. So thank you all very much, everyone. Much love. Namaste.